One of the most prestigious titles in all of wrestling history, no doubt, would be the Intercontinental Championship. And me and MVP and the Third Man are going to break down the best IC champions of all time. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We drop daily wrestling content. Right over here is the WWE shop link right next to me. All you got to do is click it, get the same merch for the same price, but you support your boys at Triple Threat and you support the WWE. Boys, are we ready to get into this or what?
Yep.
All right.
Yes,
One of you's
sir.
excited. There's Alexis. I'll let Matt go first. We'll let Matt go first.
I will go first by selecting the greatest Intercontinental Champion in history, the King General Gunther.
Good
Ring
pick.
General.
Uh,
Awesome.
right now, awesome, totally awesome. He brought prestige back to the faltering Intercontinental Championship, and his reign stands at 666 days in his sole Intercontinental Championship reign.
Who chose those three numbers? Like,
I know.
seriously.
I'm saying.
I mean, they could have had him defend it. What, day one, night one of WrestleMania?
Yeah.
It'd be 665.
Yeah.
Well, now it's just extra special, but good pick, man. Now the new king of the ring.
Yeah, exactly, the King General.
All
All
right.
right,
We'll
I'll
go
take
to
it.
Third Man here.
All right, I'll take it from here. I'm gonna go with the bad guy, Razor Ramon. Just a very memorable IC championship reign. Four reigns across 400 and 34 days. I know his longest reign was 200 days. I think within that reign, he had the iconic ladder match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 10, where there was two different IC straps. One was a phony, one was the real one, and just an iconic match in Madison Square Garden, and one of the most memorable IC champs of all time.
I agree. For sure. That's a good one. Um, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna go. You guys, this one even be on your radar, maybe, but I'm going with Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Ain't I great? His famous catchphrase, "Ain't I
J
great?"
E
Uh,
double F J A double R E double T.
mhm. And he actually had the most proper strut versus Ric Flair. Like he was very proper, two fingers out. But he had good feuds with Bob Holly, Bob Backlund. He did beat Razor Ramon for the title. He did for one of his reigns. And then he did face Shawn Michaels too. I think Shawn Michaels ended one of his reigns, but really good match at one of the In Your Houses. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett, he was a 6-time IC champion. So you can't beat that.
I don't know him from that era, Jeff Jarrett. I know him when he had Deborah on his arm.
Yeah. That was the hardcore Jeff Jarrett. But all right, MVP number 2.
My next pick is the Honky Tonk Man.
Ooh,
Yeah, MVP just taking the heavy hitters right away.
Yeah. I mean, hard to beat. 454-day reign, only bested by the current
ring general.
king on the list. Yeah, and the he's a chicken shit heel. Everyone wanted to beat him, and then he gets beaten by Ultimate Warrior in what, 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit
The
of a
OG
squash,
with the
but yeah.
guitar. The OG was smashing people over the heads with the guitar. Yeah, one of the greatest heels of all time. That was a good pick, MVP. I'm gonna take it from here, and I'm gonna go with the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Just an
Yeah,
iconic character. Multiple time IC champion. I believe his longest reign, I think it was a two-time. His longest reign was 414 days as champ. He had the wonderful Miss Elizabeth by his side, and he dropped the title in arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, wrestling match of all time against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. So Macho Man Randy Savage. When you're talking about IC champions, he's got to be on everybody's list.
Great matches with Ricky Steamboat. Let me steal that from you and go to a little bit more modern. Not too modern for us. It's kind of old school, but Triple H had a lot of good IC championship matches. Five-time champion, feuded with Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle. But the two feuds that I remember the most when he feuded is Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Mark Miro, and he took Sable as his valet. That was a great
Uh-huh.
feud with Mark Miro over Sable and the IC title. That was great. And then one of the best ladder matches, in my opinion, that really skyrocketed The Rock, especially SummerSlam '98 ladder match. Triple H and The Rock. Triple H takes the belt, and that match really, like, even in defeat, you knew The Rock was the next thing. Like, he's ready to go. Like, so Triple H, kind of elevating The Rock with him when he wins it. But yeah, we gotta go with five-time champ Triple H.
Yeah, that match definitely
Okay.
catapulted both those guys for sure.
Yeah, totally.
Who you got MVP?
I have the guy that beat the Honky Tonk Man, the Ultimate Warrior.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Now he has two.
Yeah.
He's got two reigns of 216 days.
pretty cool.
Wow, that's crazy. I remember him
It's
having
very
the different colored belts, right? He had the purple, he had the
yeah the
yellow.
Yellow.
straps. Yeah,
Yeah, the straps were
the
awesome,
white.
dude. Yep.
Yeah, and he had a very memorable feud with the ravaging Rick Rude, where Rick
Yeah.
Rude would actually have him painted on the ass of his tights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just watched some of those matches not too long ago.
No, we're
Uh,
talking about
I I
here.
got
Oh yeah.
I got to the the road to WrestleMania part, or the of the 2K video game.
Oh yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
Ultimate War. He had to vacate his last one because they said he couldn't defend that and the WWE Championship at the same time.
That's when he beat Hoagie, right? At WrestleMania
Yep,
6.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. That was a great pick, dude. Great pick.
there you
All
go.
right. Well, I'm gonna go with somebody who I'm actually wearing tonight. The rowdy one.
Nice.
Ooh,
Rowdy Piper. Now it's ironic because I actually just watched a little documentary about Roddy Piper, and man, this guy traveled all around the country, and it wasn't really till he got mainstream when he got to WWE, and I believe he only had one title reign, but it's just truly memorable for me. I remember he had some great matches with like Shawn Michaels. He actually dropped the belt. He actually won it. He defeated the Mountain Royal Rumble '92, and then he actually lost the belt to Bret Hart in WrestleMania 8. I'll never forget it. It was the way that match ended. They were in the corner, and Bret Hart kicked off the corner and was rolled up on Rowdy, and he got the 1, 2, 3. But Rowdy Piper, man, doesn't get enough love. I don't think. Just one of the absolute best on the mic of all time, best heels of all time. Rowdy Piper for me, it's got to be on my list for Intercontinental Champion. It's a shame that he never got to win the WWE Championship.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that was a great video we did a long time ago. That he should have definitely done that. Um,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Perfect. You couldn't beat the character. Two-time IC champion. He was literally perfect. Everything he did, and the two feuds he had where he won the title, Texas Tornado and Tito Santana. More famously, the Tito Santana matches were very good. They worked very well together. And I just like seeing that IC title, the black one, on Mr. Perfect. It just looked perfect, in my opinion, because he looked like a really good champion. So, but yeah, his in ring work, no matter what he did, it turned to gold. No pun intended. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mr. Perfect.
Dude, do you guys remember those
Okay.
commercials when
Oh
he
yeah,
when he when he remember those commercials were awesome, dude. He remember when he threw the football and
and
he
then
threw
ran
the
and caught
Yeah.
football
it.
like 80 yards and then he ran and caught it. Oh, dude, man, those commercials are awesome. And I used to love when he used to come down, he used to spit the gum and then he used to slap the gum into
Yeah.
the audience.
Yeah.
Dude,
Towel behind
Mr.
the back.
Dude, Mr. Perfect just made everyone look like a million
Shoots the
bucks.
basketball backwards.
Yeah. I'm still kind of pissed that you took that one from me, Lucky, because I really wanted Mr.
Yeah.
Perfect on my list.
All right, Mr. MVP.
I have the Miz.
Good pick.
He's an
I'm here to play.
eight-time eight-time Intercontinental Champion. One thing that really stands out to me was when uh, this is probably the time where Lesnar was the champion and he wasn't on often, and the Miz brought back prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. And he had a war of words with Daniel Bryan on an episode of Talking Smack.
Yeah, that was
And
great.
yeah, it was money. And if they put that on TV, that would have been great. But it was
Oh
just for
yeah.
the internet, so
I mean, it was too bad that Daniel Bryan's neck wasn't where it needed to be, and WWE was scared to clear him at the time because that would have been an amazing feud. A lot of people knock the Miz
yeah.
because of his wrestling style and that he's too safe, but I can't remember him ever being injured, and one of the absolute
Oh no,
best on
not
the
at all.
mic. So yeah, great
Yeah.
pick with that one, MVP.
Yeah, for sure. Who
All
you
right, I'm
got?
gonna take it from here. I'm gonna take it from here. So a lot of people remember this guy, boyhood dream, winning the title at WrestleMania 12. But I remember the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels as a three-time Intercontinental Champion. I remember as a kid watching Saturday Night's Main Event. I remember he beat the British Bulldog for the title at Saturday Night's Main Event, and I just remember Shawn Michaels during this time. He had the crazy gear where he would show off his chest, had that white strap on him. I vividly remember him having Luna Vachon as his valet when he was
He
the
did.
IC champ. Shout out to my pops. He loved Luna Vachon, even though she looked crazy. But he's like, man, Luna Vachon looking good, you know. So that's why I just I really remember Shawn Michaels as the IC champ, and he had great matches. This is where he really got his start to catapult him into that WWE championship picture. And Shawn Michaels, HBK, Sweet Chin Music, IC champ, one of the best.
Wasn't his finisher for a little while like the side suplex? Do you remember that vaguely? It was for like a brief stint. Like he held him and like did this weird like angle slam side suplex looking thing, and
No, you're
um,
right. You're right.
yeah,
That's weird. I played WWE Champions on my phone, and like one of his characters has that damn side suplex. I was trying to remember where the hell did they get this from, and that's where it happened from.
it had to be like 94, 95. It was when the WrestleMania the arcade game came out.
Mhm.
That was
Yep.
his move. But um,
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, The Rock had that shoulder breaker.
Oh yeah, the Rock Breaker. I'm gonna go. So he only had 2 runs. All right, but he had a lot of good matches. He beat a lot of good people. Booker T, John Morrison. He had 10-man battle royals he was winning. Cody Rhodes when he brought back the white title, and he had a
Okay.
236-day run. It was fantastic, and he actually won the belt because he had a tables match with Big Show, and Big Show accidentally stepped onto the table beneath him, and that's how
Oh
Cody won the
yeah,
IC title because he was trying
yeah,
to step up and he fell down into the table, and he's like, "Oh no!"
yeah,
Like, and that looked like a moment like, was that really supposed to happen, or like, dude, they got to play it off now? Like, like did he slip or? Um, but Cody Rhodes had a lot of good matches, man. In that time with the talent that they had,
yeah.
I mean, I thought he did very good, and that white title belt just looks so nice that I'm glad he brought back the throwback on that. So I'll go
Now
Cody.
was this the era of undashing Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, through some of that, he had like the face mask. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I remember. I remember that clear face mask. That's what I remember.
yeah.
the Rip
And
Hamilton.
then
No,
yep. And then his video wall had like all these newspaper headlines, grotesque and disfigured, and the whole presentation of undashing Cody Rhodes was fantastic.
yeah.
I'm gonna round out my five with arguably, well, not arguably, he's not. But he's got the most Intercontinental Championship reigns at 9. I'm going. Chris Jericho.
Very good pick. That's
I'm
solid.
surprised one of us didn't
He's
take
got
want to take him sooner.
Should have.
yeah, most reigns at 9, and he used those 9 to catapult him to what's he now? AEW. I mean, he's arguably AEW's best like talent right now. But yeah, multiple time world champion. He's
Yeah,
the
Chris
first
Jericho.
AEW champion. Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris Jericho.
yeah, just very underrated. I think people don't talk about Chris Jericho when they talk about the goats, but this guy has just been doing
Yeah,
it for I think over 3 decades
oh,
now.
a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, he's just been able to change his character so much. So yeah, that's a good pick, MVP. All right, I'm gonna round out my five. This was kind of tough because I had a couple of guys that I wanted to pick here, but tis the season. It's the month of June. A lot of Puerto Rican Day parades kind of going on right now. So, I got to give some love to my Puerto Rican brethren, Pedro Morales. I believe he had 2 reigns, 617 days as champion. I really didn't get to see a lot of him. The little bit that I have seen has been from YouTube and the WWE Network. But a fun fact, he was actually recognized as one of the first um, tag team champions ever for the WWF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, but through doing some research, I realized that, and just a really solid wrestler, um, different for his time, right? You weren't seeing a lot of Latin, big stars at the time, but he was big in Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
big on the East Coast, and then Vince McMahon brought him over, and one of the greatest IC champs of all time. So I think we have to give Pedro Morales some love.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Um, I'm gonna go with my rounding up my five here. Rob Van Dam, 6-time champion.
Rob
Uh,
Van Dam.
yeah, I wrote down some of my favorite feuds of him. So he beat William Regal in a really good couple matches they had for the IC title, his first one. But he beat like Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Christian, Chris Jericho. These were all really good matches, great feuds with big time players. So it wasn't like he was beating nobodies for this title. It was a legit mid card title during these reigns, and just the talent he was beating. And I mean, he's really good. I mean, even in ECW, like the moves he was doing, like he was very much about the showmanship of it all and putting on a good show. So every match was good, in those reigns. So I gotta go with Rob Van Dam.
Dude, I remember Rob Van Dam was the hottest thing going in wrestling. Remember when he was WWE champion as well? Just catapulted to the top. Just it seemed like so fast. And that 5-star frog splash, I mean, money every time, every single
That's
time.
the best
Yep.
one in the business for sure.
Uh, I'll argue Montez Ford,
All right. Um,
but you don't get there without Rob Van Dam.
true,
No,
true. Um, but yeah, so that's our top five. If you have any that we missed or you want to put on the list, drop them in the comments below. It'd be really nice to hear all you guys' input watching the show. And again, use this WWE shop link, support the pod and WWE. Boys, it's really good talking to you, and we will see you next week.
see you to the next one.